Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum students. Hopefully you will be fine. Today I will teach you Wedel's rule. This lecture has two parts. In first part we will learn the derivation of the Wedel's rule. Then we will apply Wedel's rule to solve some problems. In second part of the lecture, I will show you how you can execute a MATLAB code for the Wedel's rule, and then I will compare Wedel's rule's result with the other numerical integration scheme. Wedel's rule. Wedel's rule is a technique for numerical integration. This technique was introduced by Thomas Wedel. In this technique, we interpolate the curve using 7 points. Means we will interpolate our curve by 6-degree polynomial. In this technique, we divide the interval AB into a multiple of 6 subintervals. Like previous numerical integration schemes, in trapezoidal rule we used linear polynomial. In Simpson's 1/3 rule we used to interpolate the function by 2nd degree polynomial. Like in Simpson 3/8 we use 3rd degree polynomial to interpolate the function, and in Boole's rule we use 4th degree polynomial to interpolate the function. Whereas in Wedel's rule, we use the 6th degree polynomial to interpolate the function. So that's why the Wedel's rule, as compared to the other numerical integration scheme, is more accurate. Let us consider a function f of x, which we want to integrate over the domain AB. So first of all, we will divide our interval AB into a subintervals, and these subintervals must be the multiple of 6. Each subinterval's width is h is equal to minus b over n, where b is the final point and a is the initial point. So the subintervals are, here is the first group of 6 subintervals, here the second group of 6 subintervals, and here up to so on, this is the last group of 6 subintervals. So first of all, we will derive a formula for the first group of 6 subintervals, and then we will drive a formula for the second group of 6 subintervals, and at the end we will derive a formula for the last group of subintervals. To find the composite Wedel's formula, we will add up all these integrals over the intervals x0 to x6, x6 to x12, x12 to x18, and up to so on, xn minus 6 to xn. So first of all, we consider the first 6 subintervals. First, we will derive a Wedel's formula for the first group of 6 subintervals, and then similarly we will go for the next group of subintervals, and then at the end we will add up these to get the generalized Wedel's formula, or you can say the composite form of the Wedel's formula. So first of all, we will interpolate our function f of x over the 6 subintervals passing through the points x0 f of x0, x1 f of x1, and up to so on x6 f of x6. Using Newton's forward interpolation formula and integrating over the domain x0 to x6 or put n is equal to 6 in the Newton's Scott formula, we get the following form given in equation 1. Here h is the width of the subintervals, f of x0 is the value of the function at x0, 3 delta f of x0, it is the first order derivative, plus 9 by 2 delta square f of x0, it is the second order Newton's difference operator, and so on. Delta power 6 f of x0, it is the sixth order Newton's difference formula. After replacing these Newton's forward difference formulas, f of delta of f of x0, delta square f of x0, similarly the third order difference formula, we will get the form 6 f of x dx is equal to 3h divided by 10 f of x0 plus 5 f of x1 plus f of x2 plus 6 f of x3 plus f of x4 plus 5 f of x5 plus f of x6. So in short form you can write it as 3h over 10 y0 plus 5y1 plus y2 plus 6 by 3 plus y4 plus y5 5 by 5 plus 5 6, where to get this symmetric form of the Wedel's formula we replace the expression 41 divided by 140 delta raised to power 6 f of x0 by an expression 3 over 10 delta raised to power 6 f of x0. Similarly, for the next group of subintervals x6 to x12, we get the following form given in equation 3. And so on. For the last group of 6 subintervals, we get 3h over 10 yn minus 6 plus 5yn minus 2 plus yn minus 4 plus 6yn minus 3 plus yn minus 2 plus 5yn minus 1 plus yn. Now adding the equation 2 to 4, we get a composite formula for the Wedel's rule, that is given in equation 5. So this is the composite form. So after derivation, now we will apply Wedel's rule to find the numerical integration of the function f of x is equal to 1 plus e raised to power minus x sine 4x over 0 1, and then we will compare our result with the previous numerical schemes like trapezoidal's rule, composites, Simpson 1 by 3 rule, or Simpson 3 by 8 rule for n is equal to 6. So first of all we will apply Wedel's rule for n is equal to 6. So to apply the Wedel's rule for n is equal to 6 over the domain 0 to 1, first we will divide this interval 0 to 1 into 6 subintervals, and each subintervals have the weight h is equal to b minus a over n. So here you can see that b is 1, a is 0 and n is equal to 6. So here h is equal to 1 by 6. So this is the width of the subintervals. So 6 subintervals having the width 1 by 6 or 0 to 1 by 6, 1 by 6 to 2 by 6 and up to so on 5 by 6 to 1. So first of all we will find the values of the function f of x at these node points like 0, 1 by 6, 2 by 6 and up to so on, and then we will write a formula for n is equal to 6, and then after using that values we will get our approximated solution. So here this is the value of the function at 0, at 1 by 6, at 2 by 6 and up to so on at 1. So these are the node points x0, x1, x2, x3 and up to so on x6, and these are the values of the function y0, y1, y2 and up to so on up to y6. So we will use these values. So first of all we will construct a Wedel's formula for n is equal to 6, and this is the formula 0 to 1 f of x dx is equal to 3h by 10 y0 plus 5 by 1 plus y2 plus 6 by 3 plus y4 plus 5 y5 plus y6. So this is the formula for n is equal to 6. So after using these values y0, y1, y2 up to so on y6 in this formula, and after some calculation we get an approximated solution 1.30824876 up to so on. So this is approximated solution obtained by with the help of Wedel's rule, and here you can see this is the exact solution. So here you can see that the solution is accurate up to the 4 decimal places. So it is a good accuracy just for n is equal to 6. So if we increase number of subintervals up to n is equal to 12 and then n is equal to 18, so obviously we will get a more accurate result with the help of Wedel's rule. So now we will consider again the same function for n is equal to 6, and we will apply first trapezoidal rule and then the Simpson's 1 by 3 rule and then 3 by 8 rule. So this is our trapezoidal rule. As we know that in trapezoidal rule we have no condition on the number of subintervals. So it is applicable to any number of subintervals. So first of all we have a same number of subintervals as we used in the previous Wedel's rule, so that the only difference between the formula here for n is equal to 6 we have the formula for the trapezoidal rule is h by 2 y0 plus 2 times and then y1 to y5 and plus y6. So here it is very easy to remember that at first and last term you have the coefficient 1, and in all middle terms you have the coefficient 2. So it is easy to remember. Here the same function as we used for the previous Wedel's rule, and the same data as we used in the previous Wedel's rule, we will use the same data for the trapezoidal rule as well. So after calculation we obtain an approximated result, and this is 1.2973 and up to so on. So here this is the exact solution. So you can see that there is a much difference between the exact and the numerical solution. So the trapezoidal rule's accuracy as compared to the Wedel's rule is not so good. So now let's move to the next Simpson's 1 by 3 rule. So here is the Simpson's 1 by 3 rule, and you know the condition that for the Simpson's 1 by 3 rule you must have the number of subintervals multiple of 2, that is you have the even subintervals. So as we will use the same subintervals as we had used for the previous schemes, and that are n is equal to 6, means these are the 6 subintervals. As 6 is the multiple of 2, so it means we can use the Simpson 1 by 3 rule over this problem. So here for n is equal to 6 you have the formula like h by 3, y naught, 4 by 1, plus 2 by 2, plus 4 by 3, up to so on, and at the end by 6. So here it is also very easy to remember that at first and last term you have the coefficient 1, and in all other terms you have the alternating coefficient like 4, 2, 4, 2, 4, like this. So here the function is the same as we have considered for the last schemes, and that is 1 plus e raised to power minus x sine 4x, and we will use the same values of the function as we have calculated for the previous schemes. So after using these values here in formula and after some calculation, we get answer like 1.30847 and up to so on, and this is the exact solution. So here you can see that you have a better approximation as compared to the trapezoidal rule. Here the approximation is 1.308, means you have accurate approximation up to the 3 decimal places. So it is accurate as compared to the trapezoidal, but in Wedel's rule you have a approximation up to the 4 decimal places. So again we can say that the Wedel's rule is better as compared to the Simpson's 1 by 3 rule. So we will use the same data as we have calculated in the previous schemes. Just we will change the formula for the Simpson 3 by 8 for n is equal to 6. So the formula for the Simpson 3 by 8 for n is equal to 6 is 0 to 1 f of x dx, that is equal to 3h by 8 y naught plus 3y1 plus y2 plus 2 by 3 plus 3 by 4 plus y5, and then at the end 6. So here we will use the same function and obviously the same data as we have calculated for the previous scheme. So after using the previous data, we will get our approximated answer with the Simpson's 3 by 8 rule, and that is 1.30875, and here you can see that is accurate up to the 3 decimal places. So it is also a good scheme as compared to the trapezoidal rule, but it is not so good as compared to the Wedel's rule. Boole's rule, as we know that for the Boole's rule we have the subintervals must be the multiple of 4. So here we have 6 subintervals, so 6 is not the multiple of 4, so here we will not use the Boole's rule. So let's consider another example, that is the function is f of x is equal to 1 over 1 plus x square at the same interval, but the width is h is equal to 1 by 12. It means we will subdivide our interval into a 12 subintervals, because you know that h is equal to b minus a over n. So here if we substitute h is equal to 12 and b is equal to 1 and a is equal to 0, so we will get here n is equal to 12. So these are the subintervals. Each interval have the weight 1 by 12. So first of all we will find the values at these node points like 0, 1 by 12, 2 by 12, 3 by 12 up to so on at 1. So these are the numerical values of the function at the node points 0, 1 by 12, 2 by 12. And for n is equal to 12, the Wedel's rule is 3h by 10 y naught plus 5 by 1 plus y2 plus 6 by 3 and up to so on. This can be achieved by using n is equal to 12 by using n is equal to 12 in the generalized formula. So after using these values and after some calculation, we get an approximated answer. This is approximated with the help of Wedel's rule, and this is the exact solution. So here you can see that the approximated solution is accurate up to the 8 decimal places. So it's a good approximation. Obviously, for the small number of subintervals, you have a good approximation. Trapezoidal rule. So in trapezoidal rule, we have the 12 number of subintervals as we have used for the previous scheme for the Wedel's rule. So here for n is equal to 12, we have the following formula. So after using the value of the function as used before and after some calculation, we get approximated solution 0.7851 and up to so on, and this is the exact solution. So here you can see that you have approximated answer accurate up to the 3 decimal places. So it is a better approximation but not so good, because you have a large number of subintervals, that are the 12, and for large number of subintervals you have only a 3 accuracy up to the 3 decimal places. So let's move to the next scheme, that is the Simpson's 1 by 3. So in this rule we will use the same data, but the formula for the Simpson's 1 by 3 for n is equal to 12 is different. That is y0 plus 4y1 plus 2y2 plus 4y3 and up to so on. So here it is easy to remember that in last and first term you have the coefficient 1 and all other terms have the coefficient like 4, 2, 4, 2. So after calculation and using the data as calculated before, you have approximation 0.78539816, and this is the exact answer. You can see that it is also a better approximation. So for the next rule we will have a Boole's rule. So here we have n is equal to 12. We can use Boole's rule because 12 is the multiple of 4. So this is the formula for the Boole's rule. After calculation we have approximated answer, and that is accurate up to the 7 decimal places. So here we can conclude that the Wedel's rules have a good approximation, and that is accurate up to the 8 decimal places. A MATLAB program. And so this is the MATLAB program for the numerical integration, and here at the end you can see this is the formula of trapezoidal rule, this is the formula of Simpson's 1 by 3 rule, this is the formula for the Simpson 3 by 8 rule, and similarly for the Boole's end rule, and at the end here is the formula for the Wedel's rule. So here second line I wrote a expression for the error between the exact and the Wedel's rule. This is the error between the exact and the Boole's rule, and similarly I wrote the expression here exact between Simpson 1 by 3 rule and also for the trapezoidal rule. So here I use first I will solve the first example for n is equal to 6, the function is 1 plus e raised to power minus x sine 4x, and its exact solution is this. So for n is equal to 6, it is not possible for the Boole's rule to execute, so we'll commit this and we will execute now the Wedel's rule, and I will show you the errors with the Wedel's rule, with the Simpson's 3/8 rule, with the Simpson's 1/3 rule, and the trapezoidal rule. So let's execute it. So here you can see this is the error of the trapezoidal rule, this is the error of the Simpson's 1/3 rule, this is the error of Simpson's 3/8 rule, and this is the error of Wedel's rule. So Wedel's rule as compared to the other numerical scheme is more accurate. So let's we increase the number of subintervals from 6 to 12, and we use also the Boole's rule as well. So now let's execute. So this is error of trapezoidal rule for n is equal to 12, this is the error of Simpson 1/3, this is the error of Simpson 3/8, and this is the error of Boole's rule, and this is the error of Wedel's rule. So again the Wedel's rule as compared to the other schemes is more accurate. So now we will come to the next example. For next example, the domain is 0 to 1, n is equal to 12, the function is 1 over 1 plus x square, and the exact solution is tangent inverse of 1. So now we execute it. Look, this is error with Wedel's rule, this is the error with the Boole's rule, and this is the error with the Simpson's rule. So again here you can see the Wedel's rule as compared to the other numerical schemes like Boole's rule, Simpson's 3/8 rule, Simpson 1/3 rule, trapezoidal rule is more accurate. So these are the some problems related to the numerical integration for the practice purpose, and these are the references. Here you can see the books. Thank you very much.